Okay, we're not gonna clap sync for this one because it's silly. Do you want to clap sync?
Yeah, when was that ever stopped us?
Wasn't our best. I don't know
We
how I'm cutting
definitely
this.
didn't take a break.
I don't know how I'm cutting this, but just in case, this is a new episode. You get the idea of what we're doing. Same thing as we did in the last one. We're leading off with Arbavila.
General manager of the Tigers.
I like it. That's a good joke.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna laugh, but it's a good joke.
Solid
He wrote LOL in the
yeah.
Solid 4 out of 10 joke.
So grass normal type gets harvest as a hidden ability, but it gets a new ability called Seed Sower. When it's hit with, I think it's just any move, it sets up grassy terrain. Only grassy terrain setter we have in this generation right now.
Yeah. Question, or
yes.
Mechanics question. If it dies, does it still set up the seed?
Oh. I believe it does.
Yeah,
Because if you get hit with a rocky, if you have Iron Helmet or Iron Barbs.
There you go. Made it.
If you get hit with iron, if you have iron barbs, you hit and you still die. You still get off the barbs.
Yes, that's fair.
I'm pretty sure it does. I haven't had that happen in game with me.
Prove us wrong, viewers, and by viewers I mean listeners.
Yeah.
Looking at you.
Zach. Okay. So, anyways, Arbavila, normal grass type. I just told you about the abilities. Stat line. Oh crap! I scrolled too far. Sorry. Everyone, hang on. 78, 69, 90, 125, 109, 39. So pretty strong. It's Synthesis, Strength Sap, Leech Seed. Hyper Voice is its normal stab that you're probably not going to run. Leaf Storm, Giga Drain, Terrain Pulse, Dazzling Gleam, and I put Mirror Coat on here just because it has decent bulk and I think you might use it.
Can it set Trick Room?
No.
Well.
This is probably a lower tier mon, but Synthesis and Strength Sap. Oh, jeez, it's hard to. Too many S's.
Leech Seed.
In game, I have Leech Seed leftovers, and it's got Seed Sower. This thing never fucking dies. If anybody has used a lot of Celesteela last gen, I felt like that thing would just. It's like, oh, it got hit with a super effective fire move, down to 28%, and a few turns later, it's up to 75.
Yeah,
that's how it feels with this. This thing doesn't die.
Well, and it gets reliable recovery, which
different versions of it too.
So, for those of you who don't know, Synthesis was always only maximum 8 PP.
Correct.
But every other recovery move in the game, with the exceptions of Wish and Strength Sap.
Oh, we did confirm Wish.
Wish is still
16 PP.
Yeah.
I get and then Strength Sap is not reliable recovery, I guess you could say.
It's fairly reliable.
Pretty good.
It's especially at 10 PP.
It's an annoying recovery.
Yeah, I remember Logan was using this on what's the thing that always runs it? Glaring Corsola. And he Strength Sapped a Chansey and he was befuddled by why he got so little HP back. He's like, I just thought it was full HP always. Because it usually is. But Arbavila I really like as kind of a mid-low tier, we've seen Grassmons be pretty good. This thing doesn't have a great defensive typing because normal does nothing beneficial for it.
But it's strong. I mean, 125 special attack.
Very strong.
It gets good coverage moves. I think it's going to be a good low tier slow wall breaker.
I also like the idea of this having terrain pulse because it's gonna. It's slow, so it's probably going to have set up the terrain, and that's a strong move to be clicking.
You could also run it with, Grassy Seed or,
to get an extra defense boost? Yeah, that could be fucking annoying. I think this is a cool mon, but not super good, and it's not like I can point to a set that it could have and be like, this is going to be good. But I think it's going to be a hard-to-kill Pokemon, just with Strength Sap, Leech Seed, and the terrain. It's going to be alive for a long time in battles.
Yeah, I think.
But we do have to speed up, and I forgot that we were going to do that. I've talked about an olive branch for almost 5 minutes.
As one is wont to.
Yeah, my bad.
Moving on to Skull Villain,
the highly awaited,
the Grass Fire, who I've been awaiting for many generations. It's pretty disappointing, guys.
Kyle told me in Gen 7, hey, did you hear there's going to be a Chili Pepper Pokemon? I've probably heard it before then too.
Yeah.
It's
Finally here. I disagree. I'm actually really hyped for this.
I think it'll be good situationally. I don't know.
I think this is your new premier Sunsweeper.
This is to Sun what Kingdra is to Rain.
Yes.
I mean, it's offensively, yes. I mean, it's much more frail than Kingdra is.
Yeah,
absolutely. But I think it is the fact that it can be either a physical or a special or a mixed attacker if you really want to do it.
Well, and it also, if you don't want to run the Sun, it does get Trailblaze as well, so you can boost your speed organically through that.
Yeah,
I think this is probably a liability outside of Sun.
Yeah, I think it's an exclusively if you take Torkoal, you take this as your or this or Venusaur, but this now gets Fire. This is one of the only
Sunsweeper.
No, this is the only
grass
Sunsweeper that has Fire Stab.
Yeah, 100%. This is the first time a Fire type has had Chlorophyll. This is 108 attack and special attack.
It's got Infernape attack and special attack.
Yeah, it's meh. The speed is perfect for I think a perfect spot for Chlorophyll. I need to look at what
double, right?
Correct.
Yeah, it's double. So that's
Swift Swim. Yeah.
That's exactly where it needs to be. It's like you could have a faster Scarf Pokemon. I mean, you'd have to have probably a 120-ish base speed Scarfer to outspeed it.
The only problem, it is a little let down by its coverage.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has exactly what it needs though. Solar Beam, Fire Blast / Overheat. I don't think it doesn't get Weather Ball as far as I could tell.
It doesn't,
which is pretty unfortunate, I think. But also gets Stomping Tantrum to hit the Steel type. Well, I mean, really Heatran, but Heatran's not around right now.
Right.
Really Fire types are what would get in its way, and Stomping Tantrum hits that. So
I'm excited for this.
It's just completely walled by Talonflame, but
I guess that's true. But
I think it is what it is, and it's a good.
I think it'll be good in the Sun. Yeah, you're right, but it is so frail, outside of the Sun.
So I guess I'm gonna talk about it just because I put it on here. Spicy Extract.
I mean, it's a doubles move, right?
It is not.
Okay, because when I looked at it, I'm just like, this is useless. I'm ignoring it.
It is it's like a Swagger clone where you raise the opponent's attack by 2 stages and lower their defense by 2 stages.
Are they also confused?
They're not. But so it's just like
you're lowering their defense 2 stages but raising their attack.
Seems like a terrible idea.
You could do this on a special attacker just to break through them, I guess.
But it doesn't seem broken. It seems situationally.
Yeah, you're gonna have to play really aggressively to get it to work for you.
Let me think. You could probably break. Let's say someone brings in. Oh, what did I say? Blocks these things. Fire types. Oh, geez, that doesn't help you much though.
Skeledirge.
I don't see you ever use it.
No, I'm trying to think of any situation where you use Spicy Extract, and I don't see it. Yeah. It
exists. Happening. It's a new move.
Oh, I guess I could talk about its stats. I didn't.
Oh, yeah.
It's 65, 108, 65, 108, 65, 75. It's got good offensive. That's the thing, though. It's just good offenses.
It's chlorophyll offense. If you're running this without Sun, you're doing it wrong.
Well, your Sun will be boosted, but your Grass type stab will not be boosted in the Sun.
No, but you can get a Solar Beam off.
Yeah, Solar Beam's strong.
That's true.
I mean, yeah, you're going to be clicking Fire Blast most of the time.
And I do see a lot of potential to run it mixed, especially you run Overheat as your fire coverage, and then Leafs. Or you can run, to get Leaf Blade presumably.
I think Seed Bomb maybe. But yeah,
Solar Blade maybe.
I do like the mixed potential on it because you can't just be here's a Chansey and it's walled.
Yeah.
So I like that aspect of it.
Anywho. Moving on to one of my new favorite mons, just in terms of design, because I think it's adorable. We have Bellybolt, the little blobby frog.
It does look. I don't know.
It's like some sort of tadpole / frog.
It evolves from a tadpole, so I just assumed
into a tad man.
Oh, okay. So Bellybolt the Tad Man, pure electric type. It gets the new ability Electromorphosis, which boosts your next electric type attack after being hit by any move? Is that
Any move
confirmed?
is what I have seen in game.
Okay. Yeah, so basically, I think so it's stat line 109, 64, 91, 103, 83, 45. I think this thing's going to get a lot of use as a slow volt turner. And, it's a slow, bulky electric mon. I think it's pretty interesting. It gets a reliable recovery. It gets all the electric moves that you would want. Um, does it get coverage? It gets Chilling Water is the only thing that's on the list, but I guess that's maybe all you need because you're probably just pivoting out.
You're probably just clicking an electric move. That's all I put on the list. But I'll be honest, this got exhausting to do. So
Oh, you populated this, bro.
I did this.
Wow. I thought we stole this from someone. Like
no,
Jeremy's
I did this all by hand. Until you gave me a prep doc, and then I was able to steal the stats because I started to do those. I did all the abilities and types by hand.
Wow, look at you go.
And then you sent me hey, I've been working on this. It's I should kill myself, maybe.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh, sorry, I won't.
Call 1-800 whatever that song is called.
Oh, my battery's running low.
COLOATT.
No, 1877 cars for kids.
Oh no, I was thinking of the carrot at top. What do you?
No.
Down down the middle. It's COLO.
CALL.
Yeah.
ATT. Or no.
It's
called collect. Is what it is.
I thought it was
no.
It's called collect.
It's called collect.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the 90s anymore, so we don't need to call it collect.
We're arguing about a 20-year-old commercial that we saw maybe 4 times each.
I
that's.
I dare you to go find a payphone to call collect.
Is the one in Armada still there or no? I don't think so.
I really doubt it.
Yeah, I'm looking through its. It gets hyper voice. Parabolic charge, muddy water. Yeah, you're only really normal water and electric are the only coverage moves you get outside of sucker punch, which you're not running.
I think a slow pivot is how a slow defensive electric type, probably a lower tier.
Yeah.
It's fun design. But
it's cute,
middling usefulness.
Probably right. I mean,
and that's
you run static on it as a defensive kind of.
Yeah, I think you're probably running static typically. Electromorphosis is fun, but static's probably the way to go.
Just it's triggering something in my head. Have we seen anybody in League format run damp effectively?
No.
I feel like I saw somebody tech it sometime.
The only
Zang?
Somebody did. I feel like block it with somebody did get something off with a Swampert. I feel like
I think somebody accidentally had damp or something. If you're the person who ran damp or you remember who did, please let us know because. I'm.
Please send it to D24 Designs
on
Twitter.
Call us collect.
Okay.
Change your Twitter handle to Elon Musk so you can get banned.
But also put in your bio parody account.
But make sure you tell everyone that you're a free speech absolutist, so you can seem like the biggest hypocrite.
I think he's a normal guy. He's just like us, except rich.
You're the first person to ever believe Elon Musk is normal.
No, he's normal and he has cool hair.
Neither of those things are true.
He has normal, cool, non-transplanted hair.
Brett is a man with cool hair. Brett, does Elon Musk have cool hair?
I have cool hair? Thanks.
Yeah, you always have hair.
Oh, that's so nice.
Brett's expression was just I really wasn't ready for this.
This is delightful.
Yeah.
Even if it's a bit, this is great.
All right.
Okay, Rev of Room. I don't like the name of this.
It's because it's dumb.
Rev of...
This is another one of those, placeholder names. They were just just leave it.
Get rid of the second V. Rev of Room, I think would have worked. Rev of Room is a little busy.
Yeah, just Rev of Room.
Overcoat and Filter as its abilities, you're probably running Filter. Actually, I don't know. If you're worried about some sort of, Spore sleep powder user, you're probably running it. But stat line... 80, 119, 90, 54, 67, and 90. So really good attack. Solid speed, decent bulk, not a great defensive type, so you're weak to fire and 4x weak to ground. I think that's it.
Psychic. Or no, you're neutral to psychic.
Yeah, so I guess it's not terrible, but it's also not great. One of the few toxic users that are of these returning or new Pokemon. Parting Shot, Shift Gear, Gunk Shot, Iron Head, Magnet Rise, which is nice to have. a spin out, which I can't remember what it does exactly.
It's
Um,
an overheat clone.
but it's steel type. Is it special?
Physical, I
think
believe.
I think it's physical.
Oh, but it lowers your speed.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was way off. It is a 100 base power physical steel move that lowers your speed by 2.
Okay.
That could be fine if you're running like a Trick Room team.
And then Toxic Spikes and Taunt. I think this is a cool mod.
I think this could be a very good mod, especially with Shift. It has a ton of ability to boost.
Yeah, this feels like good. What's that gear Pokemon? Clink Clang.
Good Clink Clang.
Yeah.
Whoa. Clink Clang's already good enough.
No, it's no coverage whatsoever.
Clink Clang is a PU champion.
Jerry just spit all over himself.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
It was.
I'm not spitting on us.
Clink Clang's good enough is not a stirring endorsement.
From one steel to another, it's Earthworm.
Get it?
It's like Earthworm, but they change the vowels. Do you get it? Anyway.
No, can you explain it again, except slower?
I could. This podcast would take longer, though. It gets a new ability. Earth Eater makes it immune to ground type, so it takes care of one of your abilities.
Weaknesses.
Weaknesses. Thank you, Jerem. Its other ability, Sandvale, you're never running it. Pure Steel type, 70, 85, 145, 60, 55, 65. Gets Earthquake, Body Press, Spikes, Stealth Rocks, Iron Head, Heavy Slam. And this is a pretty heavy Pokemon,
I would assume so.
It's
I didn't track it.
It's not like Snorlax heavy, but I think it's like 400 or 500 pounds.
The sheet I was working off is in kilograms, and I don't know what that is in the old money. So
that'd be like 800 kilograms. Don't quote.
I'll believe you. I don't know what its weight is.
It also gets Shed Tail, which
I've lost the thread.
I don't know what its weight is in stones either. So
it's John Stones.
What a hilariously archaic way of weighing.
Yeah, it weighs like 20-ish pounds. 1 stone.
Like the weight of a big rock.
I mean,
crazy.
It's one of those rocks they had to use before they invented ladders and to keep stacking them up. But Earthworm, I think Earthworm's going to be okay. Because of Earth Eater, you get the immunity to ground types, so you're only really worried about fire and fighting types. You have 145 defense. You get Earthquake, you get Body Press, you get Hazards, you get Shed Tail, which could be good because this mod can actually take hits. It doesn't have recovery, so that's a little disappointing. But I don't know. I think it could be a good, not a budget one. This could be a good wall. Like it could be a good steel type wall, rock setter, spike setter.
This has big time Steelix energy.
Yeah, I think this is better Steelix because you don't have the 4X.
Big time Registeel energy.
Yeah, I don't think it's that good.
I think it's boy.
To be fair though, I think
how
Registeel.
do I feel about Registeel now? No, this is better than Registeel. Doesn't get T-Wave or Toxic, but
otherwise it does what you want Registeel to do. Except Registeel usually runs specially defensive.
Yeah, I'm backing off on it because it's got this garbage spit out.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but it'll learn to. It's immune to ground type moves. So that's
the ground type move immunity is awesome.
It's better physical defender than Registeel is. But just on the special.
I know it's not in the decks, but fuck Excadrill with this Pokemon.
Yeah, what are you gonna do against it?
Yeah, this is awesome. We gotta go run Brick Break. I dare you.
I was just gonna say you're gonna run Brick Break.
Yeah. If you can make an Excadrill waste a move slot on Brick Break.
Swords Dance Brick Break.
Swords Dance Brick Break.
And still probably does 30.
Yeah. Oh man, I love that.
But I mean, yeah, no, it's a good mon. I think it'll be like a silver tier-ish mon.
All right. Moving on from Earthworm to the mouse. Mice in the house. Mouse in the house. Mousehold.
Mousehold! You gotta say it like you're a German soldier, obviously.
It sounded a little Russian, but...
Mousehold or Mouseshold, TBD on how the pronunciation
It's gotta be Mousehold, right?
I was just being an ass. So Mousehold, normal type Pokemon that gets Friend Guard, Cheek Pout, and Technician. 74, 75, 70, 65, 75, 111.
Gets the abilities Friend Guard, Cheek Pouch, and Technician, and gets a signature move called Population Bomb.
It is a move that can hit between 1 and 10 times, but correct me if I'm wrong, it runs similar to Triple Axle, where it's an accuracy check.
That's my understanding.
So you're not going to want to use the new dice move with this. You actually want to run wide lens.
Correct.
Is my understanding.
Yeah, you get the
I-
extra 10% accuracy.
I've seen weird findings on people running like it without an item. It seems to prefer to hit 10 times anyways. I don't know
Amazing.
how that works.
If Jeremy and I talked about this the other day in the call, it does feel like they turned the hex up just a little bit in this generation.
Especially in the
than they did.
playthroughs.
Yeah.
I feel like I've crit and been crit
I have
so
been
much.
crit so many times. It's
Interesting.
unreal.
I haven't noticed that, but yeah.
I just chalk it up to my shitty life.
This,
Yeah.
this,
Like,
Pokemon,
that's-
this Pokemon feels. It's a Cinccino clone with a busted move that can hit 10 times.
Yeah.
Where if you're not running a Rocky Helmet, then you're about to get blasted in the face. But if you are, then you've just killed Mousehold.
So you mentioned its signature move that it has, Population Bomb.
It works with sharpness.
I forgot about its second
Yeah.
signature move, which is, man, I completely forgot about it because it's a busted move in my opinion. Tidy Up.
Oh yeah.
Which is Dragon Dance meets
Defog.
meets Defog, but also it removes substitutes.
Insane.
So basically, you get a Dragon Dance boost, and then anything that's on the field is just gone.
So we're just banning Tidy Up.
No, I don't think so. Like, this is weak enough, and also it's shut down by Ghost Mons.
Or are we banning Population Bomb?
It's shut down by Ghost Mons. It's
so.
shut down by Rocky Helmet. Like, I think there's a lot of ways around this. I think it requires planning, but I don't think it's busted.
Yeah, like, this feels bronze to silver range.
Yep.
I just kind of hate it.
I
no,
really
fair.
enjoy it.
I think it's a crazy mon with a crazy move, but I think there's counterplay for sure.
But
Like-
Technician Population Bomb is super fun. But like I said, if somebody's rocking a Rocky Helmet one week, you're not surviving.
This doesn't get other, like, multi-hit moves, does it? Oh, it gets Bullet
It
Seed.
gets Bullet Seed. I think that's the only one. It does not get Rock
Bullet Seed's a
Blast.
key one for rock and ground types, though, that might come in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't really break steals. You do have low kick, but you realistically only have a 75 base attack. So
Yeah.
And unless I just neglected to put it on here, I don't think it gets a way to hit ghost types.
It does not.
I don't know. I haven't.
Maybe it gets Bite.
I'll go check through the thing real quick. Hang on. You know what? Maybe.
And I'm now seeing the effects of Jeremy typing these in by himself. We have friend Gord.
What's your point?
Nothing.
Oh, it gets beat up. That's fun.
That is fun.
That's actually really. You could run like an interesting like set with that.
Like, I just feel like you're running this lead with, like, Life Orb, and just that's fucking annoying.
It really is, but like I feel like whoever takes this is always going to be playing around a helmet. So you either have to run pads, or.
But if you run pads, you can't run wide lens.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
it's. I think it's manageable.
I
think it's fun, but
how
manageable.
did Game Freak manage to balance this Pokemon correctly?
It's a good question.
But like so many others incorrectly.
You're right. It does get bite.
Oh well, I mean, it can.
That was total guess, by the way. Have not used this Pokemon.
No.
It can
No.
pull Flareon.
Take your credit.
I'm gonna take somebody else's credit. That way
Okay.
I can run it down.
So after that, we're getting into some cool ice types here. We talked about what is the, Kingdra equivalent to Sun. This is the ice type equivalent to, or this is the ice type equivalent to Hail. So we've got Sea Titan. Important mechanics thing, if you haven't heard, Hail's gone. I said Hail. It's now Snow. Which is stupid. Just why don't you keep it Hail? I guess because now it doesn't buffet things anymore.
Yeah, they've changed it up.
I really appreciated not getting buffeted.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
disagree with Jeremy on this. I
In-game.
actually like Snow way better than him.
Well, I don't like that you had to change the whole thing. I feel like you could have just changed the mechanics of Hail.
I feel like you could have just added the defense boost and it still would have been fine.
Well, somebody pointed out because it's just like, oh, well, if you just added the defense boost to ice types, which they get that now, they get essentially a +1 to defensive Hail is up. But somebody's like, if you had buffeting and the defense boost and Aurora Veil, I think it pushes it a little bit over the top.
Yeah, that's fair.
So essentially what they did is they gave you Aurora Veil and the defense boost. But
Yeah,
no buffeting.
they took away the buffeting because that was something that
They took away the worst part of it.
Yeah, the little thing that ice types had was they were the only type that didn't take buffeting from Hail. Where there were 3 types that didn't take buffeting from Sandstorm. but I think that because of
I mean,
Aurora
realistically,
Veil,
rock should take, because sand erodes rock, but I mean, it's Pokemon we're talking about, but hey,
yeah, you're not wrong.
But Sandstorm's a rock type move, so it's.
You're
what
right.
can you
No,
do?
you are also not wrong, Brett.
And I don't want my Tyranitar to get buffeted.
No,
Thank
you're
you.
right.
Honestly, getting buffeted by anything is just the worst.
It's really annoying. Okay, so we've got Sea Titan. Abilities Thick Fat, Slush Rush, and Sheer Force. You're running Slush Rush almost all the time. 170, 113, 65, 45, 55, 73.
Let's just recap. That was a 170 HP stat.
That's a lot.
170.
Hmm.
You get, and then you get in the snow. I'm gonna call it hail 100 times this season. And where's my stats? Thank you. 65 defense now becomes, I think, probably effectively more like 120-ish.
Yeah.
Right, because you're doubling your stat.
Yeah,
it's
not
like
the
it's
base.
like a huge power thing. So yeah.
Yeah, probably effectively a 120 defense. 113 attacks already pretty good. 73, we already talked, that range is pretty good for things that are going to double their speed. But most notably, this thing gets Belly Drum. This thing's going to be able to set this up, especially because you're every hail setter in the game, well, with the exception of kind of a new one that we have now, because of Chilly Reception.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But all the snow warning users get Aurora Veil already. So you're going to probably be able to set up Sea Titan in the hail, behind a veil. You get in front of a physical attacker, you're going to be able to belly drum pretty reliably. And you can run a whole bunch of shit from probably you're just running Earthquake, Belly Drum, Ice Spinner, Ice Shard. Ice Spinner, new move that gets rid of terrain and is 80 base power, 100% accuracy. Goodbye, Icicle Crash.
Yeah.
Like,
And thank good riddance.
yeah, like I'm totally sacrificing that 5 PP in the flinch chance for 100% accuracy.
100. Yeah, no, agree completely. As someone who used Mamoswine last season, 100%.
I see very few reasons to make that you wouldn't make that trade. It's got to be very
Make that
specific.
deal? I'd make that deal.
And also, this doesn't get Icicle Crash anyways, but I'm just talking about macro.
It does. It's a damn fine.
Oh, it does?
Mhm.
Okay. Well, look at that. Also gets Superpower, Heavy Slam, Play Rough, Liquidation. Really good coverage. This thing's going to be a good mon. Probably only on Hail. I really don't see this having much utility outside of that.
I think it does. I think it's less useful, but like a bulky offensive, like it's not going to be worse than like a pile of.
If you didn't have Hail, you're probably running Sheer Force. Oh, sorry, Snow. Excuse me. And you're running Crash, Liquidation, Play Rough, and Superpower.
You get shard, which is
Shard. Yeah, you're right.
But yeah, probably not super useful outside of
There's
snow.
Snow. That's
It's gonna
gonna
break my brain.
that's gonna take years,
I
if
mean,
ever.
You'll get it by the end of the season, I bet.
I mean, if somebody takes a Hail Snow team, see, that wasn't intentional.
Anyway,
Okay.
moving on. It's the pseudo-legendary Baxcalibur with a new ability, Thermal Exchange, which
It's broken.
It's super broken.
So busted.
Fucking super broken. Raises your attack by 1 if you're damaged by a fire type. You take fire types neutrally, and you can't be burned. As a physical attacker,
Amazing.
just tremendous. So I mean, I'm probably gonna ban Thermal Exchange, right?
I don't. We gotta see. This thing has almost no play in OU just because there's so many other busted things.
Well, and so Ice Body is, Ice Body.
Yeah.
As its hidden ability. Is that the worst hidden ability any Pokemon's ever been given?
I don't know. I appreciate that they did it this way because I like having Thermal Exchange on my Pokemon in game. So
Yeah.
I haven't evolved mine yet.
I don't have to worry about it.
I still have the middle stage.
Yeah,
one.
me too.
I've named it Cryo Kaiju.
They also get Thermal Exchange though.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. But 115, 145, 92, 75, 86, 87. This is a more optimized, better version of Dragonite.
Yeah, real quick, say the attack stat again.
It's 145.
145.
145, and you can't be burned because 1, there's no Scald, and 2, Thermal Exchange.
That's oh god.
I think this is platinum at best.
At minimum.
At a minimum, and
It's
and it
I
also gets Glavine Rush.
Glaive Rush.
Glaive
Rush. Is that an I? Oh, there's a little speck on my laptop.
Oh, okay. I'm just like, did I add an N? There's that thing where Dakota adds a letter to a word again.
No, sorry, my laptop's
You're good.
just
You're
dirty.
good.
Glaive Rush, 120 base power dragon move, which your next it's like no guard. So your next
it's no guard, and the next hit is guaranteed to hit, and it's double damage.
Yes. But I mean, if you
kill
whatever's in front of you, it doesn't matter.
If you have a Dragon Dance boost and you don't want to be locked into outrage...
Oh yeah, this gets Dragon Dance and Swords Dance. If you don't need the speed, you can just Swords Dance instead, because it has 86 speed, which is a really good tier to be in.
It's a really good Dragon Dancer.
You're just slower than Crook. Like, you're faster than things like Mamoswine, Dragonite, all the low 80s. Like, it's a really good fucking Pokemon. And Dragon Ice type, it's not terrible defensively. It's not great, but you still resist water, electric, grass.
Yeah, but also its bulk is gonna mean that
115 HP is a real problem.
You need Chip to be able to bullet punch it or mock punch it and kill it.
If this thing had 80 HP, it would be more manageable. But it's got 115.
I'm seeing I'm imagining I should lean forward a little bit. I'm imagining a sub DD ice move of choice. Earthquake. Yep. I feel like that beats so many Pokemon. You're going to have opportunities to set up that sub against, fire types in particular, but also water, electric, grass Pokemon.
And it gets decent coverage too. Gets Thunder Fang. Wish it got Thunder Punch. But Earthquake, Iron Head, Aerial Ace.
It gets the coverage it needs.
Yeah, Aqua Tail. It gets Body Slam if you want to play with Paralysis Chance.
Honestly, having its Dual Stab, Earthquake, and Iron Head, I think is the most it needs.
Crunch.
I mean, this is Physical Cure.
Yeah,
it only ever needed.
That's why I brought up Ground Move, Ice Move, Sub.
If you wanted to get really spicy, if somebody tries to parry you instead of, you can run Facade as well with that 145 base attack.
Jeez, it's gonna be good, potentially bannable, but we have to wait and see, because again, we're gonna be using Smogon as maybe just as a testing ground to see what they do. But again, this has no play right now because there's busted shit everywhere.
I mean, this will also be busted.
Yeah, I think especially after this weekend when things that are clearly busted
will start to get banned.
Do you think? Yeah, because you're probably not running this and Palafin on a team.
You have no reason to.
Yeah.
Well, and Palafin just stops this.
And you're right.
The current Palafin that's running around has always got fighting
the bulk
coverage,
up one.
so
You can't break past it. Yeah. And also, Goldengo's a huge problem for this right now. Goldengo's going to be getting looked at.
Yeah, but at least
foreshadowing.
That's because it always runs air balloons, so you can't just immediately earthquake it. Yeah, it's TBD.
TBD. Okay, Brett, you got a super exciting one now.
Expected to be in platinum.
This was my vote for the most edible Pokemon of the week.
Can't believe we just passed up Lechonk on that.
What's this we? I put one in, Brett put one in.
I was gonna put it in, but I'm just I'm too late. I'm doing
no one put
stuff.
in Lechonk. Somebody put in an ostrich.
I was
thinking it was a turkey.
Close
I put the actual food. There's a sushi Pokemon. It's Tatsugiri.
What Pokemon wouldn't you eat?
A lot of them. As an aside, it's completely off the rails. But have you seen that GIF of
what?
Jesus Christ! Now, a double aside. I say GIF. I know it's wrong. I can't help it. The GIF of Chikorita being cooked and eaten.
Yeah, it's not great.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's disturbing. I'll show
why would you want to eat a Chikorita?
But muck, to answer your question. I would not eat muck.
How much money would it take for you to eat
or Garbodor? It's literal garbage.
You think in the Pokemon universe there's fear factor, but for Pokemon,
you would die if you ate a muck.
Is there Joe?
Yeah, it's literally just toxic waste.
Is there some Joe Rogan other grifter who's running fear factor in the Pokemon universe?
I hope Joe Rogan hasn't tasted the Pokemon
name is
universe.
Joe Pokin.
I mean, that was
okay.
Good,
that's
very
good.
Bravo. We made it. We wrapped it around Tatsugiri.
He's the commander.
Interesting typing in Dragon Water. It gets an ability called Commander, which is really only not really. It is only useful in VGC because you need Dodonzo on the field to even make it worthwhile. So you're going to run Storm Drain in
Which
League
is
play, which is a good ability. But it's 68, 50, 60, 120, 95, 82. It's one of the few spinners for the new Pokemon. I think this is an interesting mon. It gets a really strong special attack. I think you're running a spin set, maybe with Nasty Plot, dual stab, and you're gonna do some chunks.
Like dropping Dracos is going to be pretty effective.
I mean, 82 speed's not terrible.
Especially like you get 2 rapid spin boosts.
Dropping Dracos with 120 special attack. I don't think it's a high tier mon, but it feels a lot like a Clawitzer.
Yeah, I could see that. It's got much better speed than Clawitzer. It's got decent special attack. You're right. It's got nasty.
More like a
plot.
Tentacruel.
Yeah,
kind of.
Not as bulky, but
the spin's nice because that's not very distributed. Somebody will take this solely because of spin.
Yeah, solely because of spin. I mean, a Dragon Water is kind of a great defensive typing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, you get bodied by Freeze Dry, but otherwise it's a nice defensive typing.
Yeah.
I think it's a fun new mon. I think it's going to be absolutely busted in VGC if you haven't seen the insane strat that people are running.
Oh, with Dondozo? Yeah, no, it's...
With Dondozo and a Toxic Orb on this thing,
okay.
It's bananas.
I want to talk through it just for a second, just because it's fascinating, and I don't know what mad scientist came up with this. So it gets Endure. You click Endure, and then you click Explosion, presumably on a Scarf Drifblim. So you do some splash damage to your opponent, but most importantly, you knock Tatsugiri down to 1 HP. It lives any hits because Endure can work on multiple hits in the same turn. You get poisoned at the end of the turn. You send in Dondozo, Tatsugiri jumps in its mouth, +2 Omni Boost to everything. You can do whatever you want with Dondozo that turn. Tatsugiri then dies the next turn. Then you send in Flamigo, foreshadowing. And CoStar copies all of the Omni Boosts on Dondozo, so now you have 2 +2 Omni Boosted Pokemon on the field.
Good luck with that.
Whoever came up with this is a fucking genius. It's like, I don't even know how good it is. It's good.
It's good. Well, you're immediately down a Pokemon.
You're down 2 Pokemon.
But you have... What's that?
You're down 2 Pokemon because Tatsugiri's dead and you have boomed with Drifblim.
Oh, right. I forgot you needed that.
But this, I think, is more common in Smogon, like, doubles OU, so you have 6 Pokemon to play with instead of 4.
Right. Yeah, so it's maybe less useful in VGC, but who knows? If Game Freak didn't think of this and just somebody figured this out, shame on Game Freak.
This is why you shouldn't try to make 3 games in 1 year.
Yeah.
Anyways, enough about the tasty sushi. On to a potentially bannable mon.
Okay, Cyclizar is a complicated mon.
So you remember when I thought this was going to be like physical Noivern?
Here's the thing. I think if you take away the busted move, it's Tornadus, which I also think is like a weird poor man's Noivern.
Yeah.
So I don't think you're totally wrong in that, but because I don't think we didn't know it got Regenerator when you mentioned it. So I think you're more on point than you thought.
Skin, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Cyclizar, normal Dragon type, which we saw on that derpy Drampa. Stat line is 70, 95, 65, 85, 65, 121. Fantastic speed, middling other stats, below average, bad bulk. Let's just say bad bulk. But I think it's got a decent typing. Like, Dragon Normal's pretty good. You don't have too many weaknesses, just Dragon, Fighting, Ice, Fairy.
Yep.
Which I guess are pretty common, but But you get Regenerator, and you get the busted move Shed Tail. So you lose half of your HP, and then you set up a substitute, and then you immediately baton pass it. And
but then the substitute is the full 50% HP.
Correct.
Yes.
What does that hit? Do you know off the top of your head?
No, but I can check while you talk.
Thank you.
Plus, at 70, it's not nothing.
It's
Continue
not
to
nothing.
vamp.
Yeah, you're just running like max HP on it, and then you
Max
have
HP, max speed.
yeah max HP, max speed. That's all you need, and it gets knockoff and rapid spin, which are rarities in this metagame. It also gets taunt, which is always nice for such a fast
U-turn as
Pokemon.
well.
So you don't have to Shed Tail every time either.
No, yeah, like it's a really good lead.
Like,
a
I think
top tier lead, I would say.
this is the new Tornadus,
Especially with Regenerator, yeah, like it's
because you're only net losing like 16% HP.
if that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
The to circle back, your substitute number is a 172 HP sub that you're throwing up.
So that's the. I thought you were gonna say that was the total amount.
You can hit 344 with base 70, which means your substitute is above. You need 2 seismic toss to kill it.
Yeah, but I mean anything over 100 does it. But still, like that's a seismic toss, and then you could like if there was another weak move, you could still take that. Like that's very big, and also I've seen a lot of people Shed Tailing to Dragonite, which because multi-scale stays intact because of heavy duty boots and shit, it effectively doubles the HP.
Absolutely does.
Yeah.
And then you can set up at least, what I've seen, at least 2 Dragon Dances, if not 3, then normal Terra and blast everything to oblivion with extreme
speed, yeah.
It
This wouldn't be bad to run with Excalibur either.
It wouldn't
You
be
could run essentially the same set.
essentially the same set, except you don't need substitute. You could run
just
I don't know what you'd run. You could run whatever the fuck you
whatever
want.
you wanted. Yeah.
I think this is going to be super useful also on hyper offense to just get something.
Well,
in
the
and
meta is
start boosting.
going to be. We haven't talked about this time, but the meta is going to be more offensive. It just has to be because there's less healing moves.
Yeah, there's less healing moves.
Brett's not going to be able to take 41 blocks.
Yeah.
Fuck. Maybe he will.
Blissy's around, and it's not going to have the same success that it did last season.
Will Blissey drop tiers?
No. Absolutely not.
I doubt it.
Do we have it in platinum?
No.
It's in gold right now.
Both eggs are in.
We had it in platinum many years ago.
There was a long time where should Chansey be in platinum and Blissey be in gold, and we swapped them back and forth, and we had them both in platinum at a point, and then I think we're just like, you know what?
Gold.
They both do slightly different things, but one's not better than the other. But honestly, we never moved it once it got heavy duty boots. I think we just kept them both in gold, and Blissey's a little bit better because of heavy duty boots.
I don't think it's a whole tier better though.
No, I agree. But Cyclozar, obviously going to be very good. We're probably going to look at. I think Smogon's just going to ban it outright. I think we're probably just going to look at banning Shed Tail because we're more open to something like that.
I think if they ban that, we should just ban Shed Tail. I think that it makes it more fun because this Pokemon's still fun
without Shed Tail. I think this Pokemon is still a very good Pokemon.
Cyclozar. My only issue is Cyclozar is going to be the most difficult one to pinpoint how good it is because
I think this is a gold tier, Mom.
I think without Shed Tail, this is gold to silver. I think somewhere in that range.
I think without Shed Tail, still think it's gold tier.
I think it's difficult to kill. I don't think. I mean, it doesn't offensively do a whole lot.
Yeah, I just think the utility it offers is very good. It's just going to be hard because we're not going to be able. It's going to be kind of like the same situation we got into with Landorus Eye, where it's kind of an imaginary Pokemon. It's like, what is Cyclozar without Shed Tail? Yeah, you're right.
Landorus.
It should be lowercase, like imaginary.
Yeah, no, because it's imaginary number.
Yeah. But it's hard to tell what it's going to be without Shed Tail, and we're not going to be able to see that because of Smogon. I'd like to allow it because you're right. It'll be a fun Pokemon without Shed Tail.
Yeah, I mean, and I forgot that I don't know if we said this, but it gets Shift Gear. It doesn't get Baton Pass, but it gets Shift Gear. So it
gets better Baton Pass.
Like Double-Edged Dragon Claw Shift Gear knockoff.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Like you said at the start, though, bad bulk. I think it's not busted without Shed Tail.
Yeah, I think it's a totally different Pokemon.
Moving on.
Moving on to a Pokemon
that is busted with a special move.
Yes, another busted move.
Palmot, which is the I guess it's the Pikachu clone for this generation, sorta.
Yeah.
It's got a fighting type though, and I've been using it myself. I think it's good mod. I really don't like that they were like it's Palmo and just add a T on the end, and then it's the next one.
It's a silent T, so they're both Palmo.
That'd be awesome. Totally support this version of events. Gets Volt Absorb Volt Absorb, Natural Cure, and Iron Fist. 3 really good abilities. Like, honestly, like, Natural Cure's not super great on this unless you're, like, thinking you're going to get burned.
It gets Wish.
It does get Wish also. Electric Fighting, really good typing offensively. 70, 115, 70, 70, 60, 105. Good speed tier, pretty good physical attacker. But it does get Revival Blessing, which will probably ban.
We've talked about it a lot. Yeah, we have to see, but
But
this
it gets
is
Wish also, Mach Punch, Close Combat, Nuzzle if you want to run the Nuzzle set. It's actually probably like this one.
It's just got utility galore.
Yeah, no, it's got a ton of coverage. It gets like Play Rough, it gets Seed Bomb, it gets Ice Punch, like, and it gets all those are Iron Fist boosted.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
not Seed Bomb.
In
but
league play, you want something that can do multiple sets, and this embodies that. You can do a support set. You could do an offensive boosting set. I think it's just going to be a really fun mod.
It's got that other move. I can't remember what it's called. It's the electric overheat, or sorry, burn up thing.
Oh yeah, I think it's double something.
I didn't put it in here.
Shoot.
Yeah, but it's
burn up. It's the burn up equivalent.
It's,
so you become a
it's
pure
physical
fighting type.
though, and I think it's Iron Fist boosted.
Oh, interesting. I don't know about that. Let me look up while we.
Yeah. So physical electric move. I want to say it's 120-ish base power, and you lose your electric type. So you're just pure fighting. So you still get stab on shit like close combat and Mach Punch, but you lose that ground weakness.
It is double shock.
Double shock. This thing has, yeah, you're right. Offensive sets, defensive sets. I know it doesn't have great defense, but it's with the speed. I feel like it's a little bit Togedemaru-ish.
Yep.
And that's even outside of Revival Blessing. If we ban Revival Blessing, this thing's still going to be very viable.
Absolutely, it is.
Like Volt Switch, Mach Punch, Nuzzle, Wish. That's a really cool defensive set.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really fun mod. Something that is going to have a lot of use. Really excited for it. And it's adorable.
Yeah, very much so. I didn't expect him to be so small in the game.
Palmot's bigger.
Palmot is bigger, but like the first evolution, Palmy is tiny.
They're teeny.
It reminded me of Pixelmon from Minecraft.
Speaking of Pokemon who are a much different size than you thought they would be.
Oh my goodness, we have Kilowattrel. Actually, I don't even know what it is. Is it a seagull?
No, it's more of like a
albatross.
It's like a seabird.
Ooh,
like,
albatross. I feel like I'm gonna look into it.
Is a Wattrel a bird?
I'll look into it. You can go ahead.
Anyways, Kilowattrel. It is the flying electric Pokemon with the new ability Wind Power. Like I said before, there's 2 new types of moves: cutting moves and wind moves, air moves. Anyways, if this thing gets hit by a wind move, so things like
Icy
Wind, Tailwind,
Air Cutter, Hurricane,
stuff like that, it'll get a boost to its electric type moves. Seems
just different.
Situational.
Seems
probably
like Volt Absorb with more steps.
I don't think you become immune to them. I think if you just get by it, it boosts it. So
I've seen people run Tailwind on their Kilowattrel to get a +2 speed, essentially +2 speed, +1 special attack.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. Stats 70, 70, 60, 105, 60, 125. Fast, okay special attack, but pretty middling defense. It doesn't get great coverage. It gets U-turn. It gets dual.
What would help this Pokemon a ton is if you flip the speed and the special attack stat.
It'd be interesting. I think it's still it's underwhelming. I was in my in-game playthrough. I really wanted a special electric type that was new. This is really the only one that exists. I didn't really like it.
I did the same thing where I'm just like, ooh, what electric type can I go for? And I'm like, Bellybolt seems. I don't like it. I don't want it.
Same.
And Kilowattrel I had for a long time, and I fucking hated it.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't get Thunderbolt by level up, which is annoying. For in-game specifically, it only gets Electro Ball, which is annoying.
Oh, I was running Thundershock for the longest time, and then it got Volt Switch. I'm like, this is actually annoying. The great thing about it is it got T-Wave.
It is, yeah.
For catching shit.
That is fun. But as Jeremy said at the start, this thing fucking massive in game.
It's enormous.
It shows up in a battle and it's all you can see.
I need to every time I need to rearrange my camera so I can see it.
There's another Pokemon that we'll get to which
very
also
soon.
fucks up the way that you see things with a giant ass piece of steel. But foreshadow.
Oh,
There's 2 of them actually.
I know you're talking. So my research has told me that apparently kilowattrol is a combination of kilowatt and petrol, which not gasoline. Apparently, petrol petrel is a tube-nosed seabird.
Tube? Did you say tube?
Tube-nosed. A nose of a tube.
Are they gargantuan?
They don't look that big. I'll be honest.
All right.
Look them up for yourself. Draw your own conclusions. Do your own research, people.
Do your own research. Now, speaking of big ass birds,
a different big ass bird.
Oh man, I could talk about this guy too. Bombardier.
Jerem was very excited for this one.
I think this Pokemon's fucking awesome, and by that I mean silverish tier. Okay, so big pecs, keen eye, nobody cares. You're not running that. You're running its hidden ability, Rocky Payload, which is basically Steelworker from Dhelmise, except rock type. Gives you essentially stab on rock type moves. This thing gets Brave Bird knockoff Stone Edge U-turn. That's what you're running. Good night.
it gets rocks.
It gets rocks too. I guess you could run that. You could run Roost, Rock Blast, Home Claws, Sucker Punch, Dual Wing Beat if you're a coward and don't want to run Brave Bird. I don't think that goes too far to say. Stat line is 70, 103, 85, 60, 85, 82. A little bit slow. You're probably running Scarf on this most of the time, and those other moves I said. Because I think this is going to do a good job at what it does. It's probably not fun in game because you can't get Rocky Payload until late game. But I think this is a really cool mon. I think this is going to be fun middling tier Pokemon.
I think this is a Pokemon that like Zen could take and sweep somebody with, and be like, "Oh fuck! Now I got to prepare for Bombardier."
I do think it's interesting because I think Scarf is going to be its best set, but the fact that it gets Sucker Punch is really going to fuck with some people, and people are going to get caught off guard by that. It's going to get a lot of kills with Sucker Punch. I think that's a really cool thing.
Yeah. Well, let's keep the bird train a rolling.
We're in the birds.
On to the Squawkabilly.
Oh yeah, okay. Dakota said it right. It is.
I typed it wrong. I put
It says
Squawkabilly.
Squawkabilly in the.
Oh no, yeah, no. Okay. But actually, all right. So I kind of like this mon. I've been using it a little bit.
Good for you.
In game.
I don't have one yet.
You and its mom are the only one who likes it.
I disagree. I mean, it gets Intimidate, Hustle, Guts, or Sheer Force depending on the type. Color. Well, that's what I.
Yeah.
Sorry, my apologies.
The variety is what you meant by type.
Yeah. Normal flying doesn't have great base stats, but I feel like it's got all the good abilities. Like you can use it as an intimidator, like Hustle to boost. It also gets Guts, like so you could run like a Flame Orb set. It's not great like its stats aren't great though is the thing. It's got 82, 96, 51, 45, 51, 92. This is going to be like a low-tier gut sweeper, I feel like.
Yeah. This is like janky Swallow.
It is. It also gets absurdly bad coverage.
It does get bad coverage. I just think it looks kind of cool in game.
Yeah, it's non-stab moves are U-turn.
We paused way too long waiting for stuff.
I was scrolling. I couldn't find anything else. It gets Heat Wave, but it gets a
every
45 special.
45 special attack. Yeah, this is you're running Flame Orb, Facade, Brave Bird U-turn, Quick Attack.
Yeah, something
on
like
Guts.
That. You're not running any coverage.
No,
because it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, you honestly have room for Roost if you wanted to, because like, what else are you running?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it'll be good. I just like it.
I think it's a cool design.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. You said you don't think it'll be good, but you like it. I've been saying the same thing about Arbavila. It's just like it's bad, but I like it.
Yeah. I like when Game Freak does like the color variants more than I do like the male-female variants.
Yeah.
I think it's more reasonable.
Yeah. I'm not wrong with that.
I don't know why.
Because also at least they're all the same stats.
Yeah. They don't fuck with the stats. It's just it's like putting a skin on a character in a game. Like, but I mean, there's not a lot that has to be said. We should move on to a different bird.
Keeping on the bird train, we have the wonderfully named Flamigo. And no, I didn't mispronounce flamingo. They just dropped an N and called it Flamigo.
This is a typo Pokemon.
This is somebody was
Dun
like
dun sparse.
it was placeholder flamingo, and then somebody misspelled flamingo, and then they were like, why does this say Flamigo? And then they just left it.
This is a Pokemon that they probably came up with like 3 or 4 generations ago, but hadn't committed to doing Spain yet. So they waited until they were doing a Spanish-speaking region.
And here we are with Flamigo. A flying fighting type Pokemon with Scrappy, Tangle Feet, and Co-Star. Co-Star is that ability that copies your partner's boost in VGC. Useless for us, so you should be running Scrappy. Flying fighting, like I said, 82, 115, 70, 475, 64, and 90. Decent speed, pretty decent attack. Gets SD, dual stab, and close combat. Brave Bird. U-turn, gets dark coverage, to hit those psychic types. I think this is going to be, a good option for people that want a semi-strong a fighting type, or flying type. I don't think anything too crazy about it. Just a decent one.
Yeah, this feels like budget Hawlucha.
Yeah, kind
Like-
of.
Like seeing
Doesn't
close
really
combat
fun-
Brave Bird throat
Doesn't
chop.
super function the same way though.
No,
I mean,
know.
move sets. I agree. It seems similar. You don't get that.
It's not as nearly as threatening.
You don't get that
Like-
first
No, because it's not as fast.
Yeah,
or as strong.
Maybe did I graze over this enough to like miss that it gets like agility or something?
No, it does not.
Yeah, here's the thing. I feel like, well, I mean, guess we're not in a national dex meta right now, but mid low tier fighting types.
Oh, it does get agility.
Okay,
Does it?
Yeah.
you could run something with that.
It gets agility. It gets bulk up.
Like
I think it's going to be situationally useful. Probably a bronze tier. Oh, a bronze.
yeah, but honestly, there's a lot of fighting types in that range that honestly have very good utility, just because like close combat's a high base power move. You have decent attack. Scrappy means ghost types can't check you. I think it's going to be
Yeah, I think Scrappy's fun, and I think honestly a fighting type with U-turn is great
always good. Yeah.
because you can't just freely go into your psychic resist because you're going to get U-turned on. So good mon, and that ends the bird train onto one of my other favorite Pokemon. Another large boy.
Man, I mean, I talked to Dakota about this. I assume other people. You were just like, okay, the Rocky Cliffs Titan or whatever, and just like, okay, I know it's Cloth. I remember seeing the trailers. Where is this thing gonna be? Oh, look, there it is, walking around. Oh, there's 6 of them.
Yeah.
Cloth is so big.
Especially, I don't know if you've gotten to the Orthworm, but like
I have, yeah.
Titan Orthworm to regular Orthworm,
Much bigger.
gargantuan shift. Big cloth to regular cloth, not that big.
Not
I mean,
that huge.
it's bigger.
It's
yeah,
big.
bigger, but not like monster crab.
Yeah, but like also, especially compared to a crab.
Yeah.
Like this thing's huge.
It's bigger than Kingler, which is like a pretty big crab.
It's 4 feet high, tall, long. I don't know. 4 feet in any direction is too big for a crab. Okay, so
Can you feel it, Mr. Krabs?
abilities. New ability, Anger Shell. We talked about this on the podcast.
Yeah, we
already,
did.
right?
Yeah.
This isn't officially released.
Yeah. So this one's real now. So
Gets regenerated.
Oh, Regen's new though.
Regen's new, yeah, we didn't know about that. But Anger Shell, just for those who apparently didn't want to listen to us, rude. Drop below half HP, you get +1 attack, +1 special attack, +1 speed. Drops your defenses both 1 stage. This is repeatable, kind of like Berserk was. You could do something with like Citrus Berry or Leftovers or whatever. Shell Armor can't be crit. You're never running that. You're probably running Anger Shell or Regenerator. Regenerator is really cool on this one. We've never had a Rock-type Regenerator Pokemon before.
Corsola.
I was gonna say.
We've never had a Rock-type Regenerator Pokemon before that anybody really wanted to use. This thing gets,
We all just left that.
it's like, yeah, it's because it's accurate. High horsepower, Rock Slide, Knockoff, Swords Dance, X Scissor, like, I assume Stone Edge, but I don't want to
It
scroll
does
through
get it,
the
yeah.
100-something TMs that there
You
are
get
here.
Stone Edge and knockoff, and
Yeah. That's got good coverage, and it gets Crab Hammer, which is cool.
I mean, it's a crab. It has to get crab.
Yeah, it has to. Stats 70, 100, 115, 35, 55, 75. They didn't waste time with this thing's special attack. I love that. Just go ahead and give it the stats it wants. I don't really think you're going to get a lot of use out of Regenerator, right?
It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, it seems like you're running Anger Shell, Swords Dance, and that's it?
Knockoff.
Yeah, and then knockoff
Or,
Stone Edge.
I mean, you could run like a Regenerator Stealth Rock knockoff.
I think you're running Horsepower, Stone Edge, Swords Dance, knockoff with Anger Shell.
I mean, I feel like just because you have the ability to run it as like a rocker support, because 75 speed's not unusable. Like it's.
Yeah, I could see.
I think you could definitely run this as a Regenerator.
I think there could be a weird week where you need like a defensive rock type for some reason.
Yeah, you have the option.
Regenerator might be situationally useful.
Yeah, this might be an interesting thing. Like if you were going up against a Bombardier. I mean, it's neutral coverage to its other things, and then it also takes the Brave Birds. There could be, and it's got decent defense, so why wouldn't you?
Yeah. From one rock to the next, it's Big Salt. Gargantuan.
No, it is biggest salt.
Big salt.
The biggest of salts.
Big fan of big salt.
Oh, love it. Using it in my medium salt in my playthrough currently. But like, man, Gargantuan.
I've heard so many. So all of these have the fun thing of having NaCl.
Yeah. I dig that. I just don't know how to pronounce it.
I can't remember who.
Somebody. I say Garganacle.
Garganacle.
I've heard so many different things. I've heard Gargansel, like you've said.
I used to say Gargansel. I've switched to Garganacle.
I've heard Garganacle.
Garganacle.
Garganacle was the one that I had heard.
I like that one too.
I think it's choose your own pronunciation and have a good time.
Biggest salt gets the new ability, Purifying Salt.
Amazing ability.
Well, you can't be status. And if you take fire type...
Nope. And if you resist ghosts.
And you resist ghosts.
What are they doing over-tuning so many abilities?
But also, this one makes no sense canonically, because why?
Because salt purifies the ghosts.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? You make a salt circle, and then ghosts can't cross over. Have you never seen Supernatural?
Yeah, ghosts can't cross salt.
You put rock salt in a shotgun, and you shoot a ghost.
There's a whole episode where they turn it into a movie.
I've only seen Skeleton Key, where you put the brick dust.
I don't know.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Anyways.
If you're going to watch Supernatural, just watch the first 5 seasons. You'll get the gist, and then stop.
No, you should watch the rest, because it becomes pretty meta after that.
Well, you don't need to watch another 10 years of Supernatural.
Don't watch seasons 6 through 8, but then pick it back up in season 9. Gets good again.
Preview for our Supernatural podcast.
Draw your own conclusions. Just do the first 5.
I've watched a lot of Supernatural.
Anyways, Garganacle, Big Salt.
Big Salt. You get Sturdy and Clear Body, but just run Purifying Salt.
So good.
So good. Also gets new move, Salt Cure.
Amazing.
So good.
Extra effective against water and steel types.
It's 40 base power, 50 base power
40.
move.
40.
But then you apply the new Fire Spin-esque.
Yeah.
But it's not trapping.
It's not trapping, and it's also they have to leave for it to stop.
Yeah, even if they kill you, it stays.
Right, and that's the thing that's more effective on water and steel. It's a quarter HP for water and steel types.
So would it be half for...
No. It's I think 1/8 for everything else.
Yeah.
I'm going to look into it.
I think it's 1/8 and 1/4.
Would it be 50% for...
Oh, for Empoleon?
Empoleon, yeah.
Oh, good God.
Maybe.
Is Empoleon in the game?
No.
Oh, yeah.
But no, I don't think it's on the next thing. But
anyway,
it's
a great
so
move.
cool.
I think this is going to be and also it's a good rock type heavy. So its stats are 100, 100, 130, 45, 90, 35. This is a really good defensive rock type mon.
The set that's running around right now is a Iron Defense, Body Press, Salt Cure, Recover.
Yeah, because it gets Recover. It's reliable. You only get 8, but it's still most rock types don't get reliable.
I don't think you need more than 8 on this mod.
Yeah, probably not.
You might use 6, but
you put Salt Cure up, and then you start boosting, and just Somebody get the salt and ghoster
An
here.
intruder? I don't know.
Somebody at the door.
Like, I mean, this thing, you look at it and you look at its stats and you be like, oh, this is like Gigalith. This is like the ability and the move alone. Even if you just throw on recover, it's not like a huge improvement over Gigalith, but the ability and the move are fucking wild.
Yeah.
Not being able to be toxic and just be something that's unkillable.
Or burned.
Yeah.
So like you can't have your attack reduced either.
Yeah.
It's. I do want to point out. I know it's not my turn to cover a Pokemon, but Knackle Stack's gonna be good. Like it's Prevo.
Right, it's pre-evo. Yeah.
So stat line 60, 60, 100, 35, 65, 35. You can run all the same moves we just talked about
And an Eviolite.
and an Eviolite. I think
Probably
and
be a good Iron Tier, Mom.
that I think that could be bronze.
You don't have a lot of bronze NFE Mons.
Not many.
Golbat.
I think Knackle Stack's gonna be good. Also, I don't think it's in question how to pronounce that one.
Well,
No.
so but if we go by that, this is Garganackle.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Oh, I didn't.
I mean, you could say Nassel Stack, but I don't think. Why would you?
Yeah.
What if you had a speech impediment?
Okay,
No,
are we gonna debate how to pronounce all
No, I don't
Mons,
know.
whether or not you have a speech impediment?
I mean, we just call Mike Tyson.
All right.
The expert.
Speaking of new moms with speech impediment, we have Glamora.
What?
We have Glamora.
Oh,
I was saying it with a speech
I
impediment.
got it.
Anyways, Glamora, a new rock poison type Pokemon with one of, in my opinion, another insane ability.
What are they doing?
In Toxic Debris. So
Oh, dude.
Toxic
Yeah.
Debris is a new move where if you're hit by a physical type attack, you put down toxic spikes, and it can happen multiple times. So this thing is an insane lead where you run Focus Sash, and if they touch you, you throw up toxic spikes while also just throwing up rocks. And its stat line is 85, 55, 90, 130 special attack, 81, 86. So you're not passive. You're not really that slow. It's another toxic user. This thing is insane, in my opinion. The whole reason that that hazards are going through the roof right now is partially due to this Pokemon. Everything hits spikes, and this thing is an insane lead to just throw up everything.
Another crazy thing about this Pokemon is, so you go ahead and set up rocks, and you get Earthquake, and you get knocked down to your Focus Sash, and so now Toxic Spikes and rocks are up. Let's say you did that in front of like a Don fan or something. Now it rapid spins to get rid of your spikes and toxic spikes, stealth rocks and toxic spikes. It has to hit you to kill you, which means on your way out you set up toxic spikes.
Yep.
What a dick!
You basically, this is basically guaranteed toxic spikes. The Pokemon.
Imagine a Pokemon that gets corrosion that it's the inferior ability.
I didn't even mention corrosion. So corrosion is no longer only available to Salazzle. So this thing also gets corrosion. So corrosion toxic, not a bad set, but I think it's going to be outshone by Toxic Debris. Is it just the baby engine that gets Toxic Debris, or is that just like the special in-game?
I think it's just the special.
Oh, yeah.
car.
Oh, okay, never mind.
The Starmobile.
Revroom doesn't get it.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Gotcha. Never mind. But yeah, it's a cool mon. It's in-game design. When you get to the late game, these things start showing up, and it's a giant flower on the wall. Which I think is
good.
super cool.
I was afraid I'd missed them up to this point, but I haven't.
All right, gotcha.